Hello children, this is me T M Manjunath, Assistant Master, Sri Anandarukenchappa High School, BADA. Dear children, I welcome you all for YouTube class. Today I am going to deal you 9th standard English as a second language. So in that part I am going to start a poem that is in the poetry section, that is Nobleness Enkindleth Noblenes. This was a poem which was written by James Russell Lowell. He was an American romantic poet. He was a critic, editor, and a diplomat. He is associated with the Fireside Posts, a group of New England writers who were among the first American poet that he was revived the popularity of British poets. As he was a poet, he lived in the period of American that romantic period or the romantic time. He is called a romantic poet. So how we can call this in England that John Keats is a romantic poet? Same thing is in American romantic poet. He was a critic, editor, and a diplomat. He is associated with the Forsyth Poets, a group of New England writers who were among the first American poet, and he revived the popularity of British poets. He was born on 22nd February. He was born on 22nd February in 1890 at Cambridge and died on 12th August 1981. So it is his lifespan. He lived in between 1918 to 1891. The most versatile of the New Englander during the middle of the 19th century. So Lowell's achievements are impressive for many points of view. That is that the Bigelow Papers, the Vision of Sir Lona Fall, among many books, Forsyth Travels are etc. So he involved in the movement of abolish in slavery in America. America is a country which is very much disturbed. There will be an evil, what we can call that slavery. So there is an African people who were lived as a slave of basic Native Americans. So he started fighting against for freedom of that slavery. So he want to abolish the slavery movement in America. He used his poetry to express his anti-slavery views, and also he has written some of his works which were anti-slavery even. He also believed that poetry is linked with religion. The poetry is always is linked with religion, nature, and social reform. So, as we know that here it is information, whatever I have explained now, this is the information about James Russell Lowell. So finally I come to conclude in a single line. So here he fight against the slavery. So it is very common in that period of early of the 18th century. So in 1819 to 1891 it is his lifespan. So he has written some of the works which were he tried to abolish, he tried to fight against the slavery through his writing also. So that's that example that is called Forsyth Travel. Among my books, the Vision of Sir Lawful. So these are the things whatever he had written. many of the his works it far against the slavery work. So anyhow, here is the poem. This poem, before we start this poem, there will be some words which are there. Some words in the page number 116. Those words be related to a kind of sympathy or to somebody. So here we to understand that the title is given kindness, nobleness, Enkindleth Noblenes. So here some words which are there. I am going to write those words on the board. Look at this: pity, yes, forgive, condole, console, grant, amnesty, compassion, mercy, lament, pardon, reprieve, solace, assign, how it pronounced? Assign. So these are the words. These few words, whatever I have written on the board, which were being related to the word of kind or nobleness. So it is sympathetic of somebody who is a noble quality. We can say easily, these are all the words whatever I have written, these are the words which are called noble value. For example, pity, forgive. So pity means in Kannada it is daye like this. Forgive, kshame. Condole, it shows sympathy, santapa. Console, so one who is in distress. Grant, grant means it's in consent. And amnesty, so showing pardon, kshamadana. Compassion, so it is coldness. Mercy, karune, what we can say, charity. Lament, it is in lamor, what we can say, gold on like this. Reprove, so postpone. Pardon, excuse. So solace, solace means saying apology, santwana. And assign means it's a refuge. So these are the words which are related to the nobleness. Okay, so here it is a poem. Which poem? It is in the poem the poet want to say. Here it is a story or in conversation between the two persons. So one is Yusuf, another one is a man who is an outcasted person, or we can call him as a revenge taking person, we can say that. So in this poem, Yusuf is a person who is called great person, what we can call, some of them called good person, understand? So who believes that everything belongs to the God. Whatever we had now, whatever the thing which are appeared in through our eyes, it is not to an individual, but it is belongs to a God. So he offers his home to a stranger. He also offered the stranger horse, gold, and he overwhelmed by his kindness and admits that he killed Yusuf's son. But Yusuf, he didn't want to take a revenge on this, but he gave some more gold instead of taking an angry or to revenge on them. So this shows that, this emphasizes that the qualities of kindness and generosity which has in one's that makes them happiness in the life. So this is the brief story, the brief thing we have introduced it now. So here, as I told, this is the Yusuf. SSOU. So here that Yusuf, another one is a stranger. So these are the two person here, stranger. So here Yusuf is a good man. So what happened to him? Let's see. So in this poem, the poet emphasizes the kindness. Emphasizes the kindness and generosity. So these are the two aspects we are going to express. When one who can have these two qualities, kindness and generosity, he will lead happy life. He will lead happy life. So one who must have this quality like generosity and kindness that can bring us, that can lead us in happy life. Okay, let's see how this generosity and kindness, how we can call nobleness, enkindleth noblenes. So how this nobleness makes nobleness. Understand? So how it can be? Let's see in the poem, that is Nobleness Enkindleth Noblenes. Dear children, enkindleth means the kindness. A stranger who came to one night, just as I told, you just close your textbook very first, then you listen to me, then you can understand. I told you, repeat, dear children, while you are watching this lesson, you have to bring both the textbook and notebook along with you. Whatever I have writing on the board, you have to note down it. Understand? Yes. Just you close your textbook and just listen the words. That can improve your listening skill. A stranger came one night to Yusuf's tent, saying, "Behold, one outcast and dread, against whose life the bow of power is bent, who flies and hath not where to lay his head. I came to thee for shelter and for food. To Yusuf, called all our tribes the good. The tent is mine, said Yusuf, but no more than it is God's. Come in and be at peace. Freely shalt thou partake of all my store. And I and his who built over these. Our tents is glorious roof of night and day. And at those, though none ever had heard a name. So Yusuf entertained his guest that night, and waking him every day, said, "Here is gold, my sweetest horse is saddled for thy flight. Depart before the praying day, grow bold as one lamp lights another, nor grow less. So nobleness enkindleth noblenes." That inward light the stranger's face made grand, which shines from all self-confessed. Kneeling low, he bowed his forehead upon Yusuf's hand, sobbing, "Oh Shaykh, I can't leave thee, so I will repay thee all this thou hast done unto that Ibrahim who slew thy son." "Take thrice of gold," said Yusuf, "for with thee into the desert never to return. My one black thought shall ride away from me, firstborn, for whom by day and night I yearn. Balanced and just are all of God's decrees. Thou art avenged, my firstborn, sleep in peace. Dear children, you can open the textbook and start from the first paragraph. A stranger who came to the Yusuf tent one night. One day, what happened? This is a poem, of course is a poem, but an incident oriented. So in this poem we will understand that how the kindness, how the generosity can make or can lead a happy life. So here that stranger who came to Yusuf's tent of one night and saying that it is a behold one outcast and he is in dread. A man who is called a stranger who is outcasted by his religion or his caste or his people. So who came to that Yusuf house, against whose life who bow of power and wind, who flies and hath not where he lay his head. He said that I come to you for shelter and food. So to Yusuf, the people of this town, the people of this tribes called you a good. So here the stranger who go to Yusuf's tent in a one night and he is an outcast person. In Kannada, ತನ್ನ ಧರ್ಮ ಅಥವಾ ಜಾತಿ ಅಥವಾ ತನ್ನ ಗುಂಪಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರದೂಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಂತ. So he is an outcast person who came to Yusuf's house and he is asking a food and shelter. He is demanding, I want a food, I want shelter. So he is demanding his needs along to the Yusuf. And he said that, oh Yusuf, you are called by the people, who are called by the tribe, you are good. So ನೀನು ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನಂತೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಯಂತೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನಂತೆ ನೀನು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನನಗೆ ಫುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಶೆಲ್ಟರ್ ಕೊಡು. So next, this is the first para has been over. And he said, Yusuf replied to his demand, the tent is mine, said the Yusuf, but no more. Then it is God's. Come in, and be at peace. Freely shall thou share all my stores. Wow. What a kind man he is. What a generous man he is. Generous means udarate. Today, nobody is ready to share, nobody is ready to give even alms. Alms means sanna bhikshene yaru kodalike tayarilla. Nobody is ready to give anything else. So in this situation, this Yusuf, who is replying to that stranger, please come in. This tent means this house is yours. Once it was mine, but now it belongs to a God. Now it is yours. And you can be in peace. And you can share whatever I had now. You can share all my stores, what I had kept, the things which are in the stores, it's all for you. As I built over these, as I build our tent, it is what the glorious roof, that night and day, that the doors none ever heard, none yet ever me. My house door will not close for you. So every day the door will be opening for you. So now the thing, whatever I had, it's for you, you can take this. And he said, what it is in Kannada, ಈ ಮನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಂದು, but now it is God's. You can take, you be in peace, whatever you want. So this way the poet is explaining, and he showing the sympathy, showing this kindness, showing his generous on this stranger. And he continued in the third paragraph. So Yusuf entertained his guest that night. In the last night he had entertainment. Entertainment means he take care of that guest. He offering food. He taking care of whatever he needs. So it means that he entertaining the guest with a well words, in a well way, and waking him era. Era means before. So before early. So it means that before early morning. So before early morning means he wakes him up in the early, and he said, here is a gold, here is a gold, and take my swiftest. Swiftest means speedy. Swift means speedy. So ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗೋದು. So take this gold and take my swiftest horse, that is saddled. Saddled means ready to fly. So whatever the thing which can be prepared to ride the horse. Horse ಅನ್ನ ಕುದುರೆಯನ್ನ ಓಡಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, what we can call hina, what we can say. So jina, what we can call it in Kannada like this. So that horse is ready to fly, and he has given some gold. So he gave before the sunrise. So as you depart before, and praying day grow bold. And before you leaving this place, you just pray the God and go. As one lamp lights another, is continued. If you can have a light the lamp, that lamp will light the another lamp. It means that ಒಂದು ದೀಪ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ದೀಪವನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗುತ್ತೆ. Like that, so nor grows less. When a lamp can light another lamp, but not endless. Understand? So that nobleness enkindleth noblenes. ಔದಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬೆಳಗಿಸುತ್ತೆ. Like this. So this way, Yusuf have saying these things. So when observe and he listened that words of Yusuf, that his inward eye, antahkarana, manassu. Understand that stranger face made him grand. There is some inner mind opened in the stranger mind, which shines from all self-conquest. And he kneeling low, he bowed his forehead upon the Yusuf's hand, known as Yusuf hands. That stranger who completely changed himself, and he feel about his mistakes, he understood about his behavior by showing that Yusuf, how he show his nobleness on showing nobleness, kindness, generosity on the stranger completely changed, and he understood his mistakes, what he has done before. So he kneeling before that Yusuf and bowing his head on the hand of Yusuf, and he started sobbing. Sobbing means, so he can cry with pain. Sobbing. Crying with pain, what we can call. So he said, "Oh Sheikh, I can't leave you so. I will repay you all this thou hast done unto that Ibrahim who slew thy son. He understood that and he said that stranger. So there is a one boy is there, that is called Ibrahim. That is Ibrahim. Ibrahim. So this Ibrahim is a Yusuf's son. So he was killed by this stranger. This was understood by him. This stranger has told, I am the killer of your son. I killed your son Ibrahim. So what he felt, even though the stranger known all these things, I had killed your son. So then the Yusuf heard this. How he behaves in Kannada? ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಂಜರನ್ನು ಇಬ್ರಾಹಿಮನನ್ನ ಕೊಂದಿದ್ದ. ಇಬ್ರಾಹಿಂ ಯೂಸಫನ ಮಗ. ಆಗ ಇವನು ಹೇಗೆ ವರ್ತಿಸ್ತಾ? When he knew this, take the price of gold, said Yusuf, for with thee into the desert, never to return. So he said, take this more gold. Very first he gives some gold and sifted stars. But when after he heard, so he is the man who killed my son, instead of taking revenge or showing anger on this man, instead of that he given more gold. So this is called the nobleness and enkindleth. My one black thought shall ride away from me, the firstborn, for whom by day. Take this and go away. You shouldn't return here. You don't come again to my house. If instead of in the place of Yusuf, if somebody other like me or you were there, what would we do? We try to show our anger on the stranger because he is the killer. He killed that person who's Yusuf's son. Is it right? So, but Yusuf, he never get angry. He show mercy. He show nobleness, kindness on him. He forgive his mistakes. He console on him. He grant permission to go away. So he show mercy, compassion. Whatever the thing I have written on these lines, these words, he shown on all these things to the stranger. And he balanced just on all the God's decrees. Whatever these decrees is there, all these things, it is the God. God will see you, God will show, God will teach you. Thou of avenge my firstborn, sleep in peace. You just, he didn't show any angry or any words. So here is a poem how one can show kindness, generosity on other. Yusuf and Ibrahim is correspond to the character. So here from the Christian Bible as how the Joseph and Abraham. Both are important character in the both Bible and Quran. Quran is the what we can say the holiest script of Muslim. Bible is also a holiest script of Christian. So there is parallel character is there. In a Quran, as Yusuf and Ibrahim there. The same thing in Christian, Joseph and Abraham. So this way, these are the two characters we have observed in the similarity are found in Christianity and what we can say Muslim religion. So here, how these characters are here, which expresses, which shown how the mercy, how the forgiveness, how the pitiness, how the condolence, and how the kindness, how the generosity, how these things can make, how these things can be leads to one's happy life. So, dear children, so this is very beautiful poem, very themeful poem, very meaningful poem. What we can going to learn, what we have learned also, that is, we should show mercy. We should show our condolence. We should be in a generosity mind that can make happy. ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಈ ಪದ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಲಿತ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಪದ್ಯ ಕಲಿತ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು, ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೈಫ್. We should not take a revenge on anybody. If anyone hurts me, if anyone try to make hardened on us, we should not repay in their own way. We should not show ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾರೋ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಬಾರ್ದು. We should show mercy. We should show our kindness. We should show our nobleness character, and also we should show generosity. Then the both life leads happiness. So when you show mercy on this type of one who committing mistake to a person, he can change his lifestyle. So this way we do cultivate this type of character like kindness and generosity in our life. So this way, dear children, I am going to stop this class, and I meet you in my next class. Thank you and all.